All right, guys, in this next section, we're going to construct a grouped frequency distribution, and then we're going to make a histogram based on the grouped frequency distribution. When constructing a grouped frequency distribution, the limits cannot overlap, but the boundaries will. The width will be uniform for each class, which means the same distance between each class, and no classes should be omitted. Do not skip any classes. Here are the steps to creating a grouped frequency distribution. Number 1, find the highest and lowest values. Number 2, find the range. The range is the distance between the highest and the lowest. So R equals highest minus lowest. Select the number of classes desired. Usually it'll tell you in the question how many classes you want for your frequency distribution. And that's basically the number of rows in the table. Number 4 says find the width by dividing the range by the number of classes and rounding up. So always round the answer up to the next whole number. If it's 6.1, round it up to 7. If it's 11.99, round it up to 12. If it's 2.0001, round that number up to 3. After that, select a starting point, usually the lowest value or any convenient number less than the lowest value. And then you want to add the width to get the lower limits. Find the upper class limit, which is one less than the next lower limit, and then you want to find the boundaries. After you do that, step number 2 says find the numerical frequencies. Let's go over how to construct a grouped frequency distribution. Now, number 8 says the ages of signers of the Declaration of Independence are shown. Age is approximate since only the birth year appeared in the source and one has been omitted since the birth year is unknown. Construct a grouped frequency distribution for the data using 7 classes. Because I have 7 classes, I should have 7 rows for my data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last one is just the total. Okay. We need to identify the highest value and the lowest value in the data set. The highest value is 70. And the lowest value is 27. There are 2 27s, in fact. Just pick one of the 27s. After you do that, you want to find the range of the data. And we need to find the range of the data in order to find the width, which is the distance between each class. So my range is going to be 70 minus 27, and that equals to 43. Once we find the range, we can then find the width, because I'm going to take my range, which is 43, divided by the number of classes, which is 7, and I'm going to round to one number after the decimal. When I divide this is approximately 6.1. But remember what it says. Round this number up to the next whole number. So this value will be rounded up to 7. The width is 7. Okay. Let's first find our lower class limits. We're going to start with the lowest number of 27. Now remember, the width is 7, and the width is the distance between each class. So to find my next lower limit from 27, I'm going to add 7. 27 plus 7 is 34. To find the next lower limit, we're going to add 7 again. And that's going to be 41. Add 7 again. That's 48. Add 7 again. 55. Again, 62. Again, 69. Now I need to find my upper limits. And remember, the upper limits must have the same width as my lower limits. So my first class starts at 27. The second class starts at 34, which means my first class must end at 1 less than the beginning of the next class. So that's going to be 33. Let's put that in a different color. Orange is too bright. We'll put that in, not red. Put it in purple. My third class starts at 41. So that means my second class must end at 40. Then that's 47, 54, 61, 68. And please remember, because the width is 7, when you add 7 to this one, it is going to be 75. If you put 70 right here, because 70 is the highest value, this is wrong because you're disrespecting the width of 7. So do not put 70. No, do not do that. That is going to be 75. Respect the width of the frequency distribution. Okay. Let's now find our boundaries. These are whole numbers. And remember, in the last video, we found the boundaries of whole numbers. To find the lower boundary, we take the lower limit and minus 0.5. And to find the upper boundary, we take the upper limit and plus 0.5. So we're going to do that here. Because, I want to do it in red as well. To find the lower boundary for my first class, it is the lower limit of 27 minus 0.5. And when I do that, that's going to be 26.5. To find the upper boundary, it's going to be the upper limit of 33 plus 0.5, which is 33.5. Same process for the second class. To find the lower boundary, it is 34 minus 0.5, which is 33.5. And for the upper boundary, it is 40 plus 0.5, which is 40.5. And then continue the same pattern as you go all the way down. 40.5 to 47.5, 47.5, 54.5, 54.5 to 61.5, 61.5 to 68.5, 68.5 to 75.5. And those are the boundaries. And they'll be useful for the histogram, as well as the cumulative frequency distribution. Okay. Now let's find the frequency. How many numbers in this data set will be in the first class that goes from 27 to 33? Let's count that. Well, we know it's 1, 2. And be careful how you do this. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 values in the first class from 27 to 33. Let's do the next class from 34 to 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and let me double check to make sure that's all of it. Nope, 14. That's it. 14 values in that second class. From 41 to 47. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. (48 to 54). 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's keep double checking. 10. Looks like 10. So what I decided to do is to reset the last set. And also I realized I missed this 45 right here when I was counting from the class of 41 to 47. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redo 48 to 54. Sometimes it's best to reset. And I'm not editing that out because I want to show you guys that sometimes we can make mistakes and it's best for us to catch our mistakes. So from 48 to 54, that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's keep looking. That's 10. And I believe there's one more. 11. Okay. 55 to 61. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. 62 to 68. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And then 69 to 75. That's 1. And that's 2. To find the total frequency, we just add them up together. 7 plus 14 is 21. Plus 15 is 36. Plus 11 is 47. Plus 3 is 50. Plus another 3 is 53. Plus 2 is 55. That's our total frequency. Now that we constructed our grouped frequency distribution, we can then construct the histogram. Now, the x-axis is going to be your classes, which is the ages, and the y-axis is the frequency. The highest frequency for the table above was 15. So my scale on my histogram, I'm going to put it up to 16. And let's construct. Make this 8. This can be 4. This can be 12. Let's count in between. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. When making the histogram itself, the boundaries of the histogram, the boundaries of the classes is what connects the bars together. So my boundaries in this case, I'm going to put down all my boundaries. We have 26.5. Matter of fact, let me zoom in when I'm doing this. Make my pen a little bit skinnier than what it is right now. 26.5, 33.5, 40.5, 47.5, 54.5, 61.5, 68.5, 75.5. Once again, it is the boundaries what connects the histogram together. On Connect Math, when you create an histogram, it will just show you the classes, which is also fine as well. And then we respect the frequency. Between 26.5 and 33.5, the frequency was 7. So we're going to draw our bar up to 7. And first, let me fix the scaling a little bit. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to label it as 7. Then the next one from 33.5 to 40.5, the class frequency was 14. So make sure they keep connecting up to 14. Put some more space right there. Fix that up a little bit. And then for the next class, from 40.5 to 47.5, we're going to draw that up to 15. Keep that right there. 15. And then for the next class of 47.5 to 54.5, the frequency was 11. (54.5 to 61.5), the frequency was 3, as well as 61.5 to 68.5. And the last class had a frequency of 2. And that is how you construct your histogram. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Once again, this is how to construct a grouped frequency distribution by hand, which we did above right here. Watch out for the mistakes. And then after that, using the boundaries, this is how we make our histogram. On Connect Math, it'll just give you the class limits, but when you're doing it by hand, have the class boundaries. I'll see you soon. Take care.